Hi YouTube! You've probably heard of Hot Girl Summer, but have you heard of Hot Nintendo Summer? Oh, I don't like that at all. And it's really hot, so makes sense. I was actually going to make my E3 prediction video today, but I have to drive to my parents' house because my mother bought me a present, which I'll show you when we get there. I thought it'd be a good time to talk about the games coming out this summer from Nintendo, because there's a lot. This is a really good summer for Nintendo. So we're going to talk about the stuff that you might want to catch up on if you haven't played a lot of Switch lately, and also all the new stuff coming out this summer, and when we're going to be getting some new Nintendo news, because we're not too far from that. E3 is just around the corner. I'm also trying to be better about vlogging in general. Where did my keys go? Not that my life is all that interesting, but I am a busy person, at least in my head. And so, like, the more that I can vlog as I'm doing other stuff, the better. So let's start the drive to my parents' house, and I'll talk to you about all of the stuff that I'm looking forward to this summer, or that I'm hoping to have more time to play this summer, because boy howdy, it is a lot. And that's why I'm calling it my Hot Nintendo Summer. So I'm at my destination. I don't know why I thought I was going to be able to drive and talk at the same time. I don't even have like a holder for my camera. It was never going to work out. But let's talk about what Nintendo has in store for all of us this summer. For starters, things that are already out but are probably going to bleed into the summer if you're like me and don't play things very quickly. Apart, of course, from the usual backlog that's always going to be looming over me. So first of all, Bravely Default 2 came out in February of this year. It's a pretty long JRPG. I didn't get too far in it, but the story in Bravely Default 2 has been wonderful. So I'm really looking forward to finishing that. Speaking of story, just came out a week ago, a little bit more than a week ago, Famicom Detective Club. There's 2 games in that series, both released at the same time. They're originally Famicom games, so from the late 80s, and they've been localized in English for the first time. They're visual novels. If you're into like those heavy story, murder, mystery, drama type things, it's got gorgeous animation, it's got voice acting, it's got incredible new remastered soundtrack. Just, you know what? I'm going to mention, also came out in February, Super Mario 3D World in Bowser's Fury. I am totally shaming my NintendoFanGirl title by admitting that I still haven't played Bowser's Fury, and I haven't finished Super Mario 3D World on the Switch either. I totally admit, shame on me, bad, but also shame on you if you haven't played it yet. Bowser's Fury is not super long, but Super Mario 3D World will take up a good chunk of your time, especially if you're playing with people. Great co-op game for siblings or friends over the summer. For people who are into Harvest Moon or Story of Seasons or Stardew Valley, that kind of thing. Story of Seasons... Poot. Could remember the acronym, but not the name. Story of Seasons, Pioneers of Olive Town is a Story of Seasons game that I have not played yet. It looks really good. It got good reviews. I definitely want to play it, so that's going to be something I hopefully get to tackle over the summer. And if you're interested in those kind of Story of Seasons, Harvest Moon games, farming sims, life sims, I think I recommend it, even though I haven't played it yet. Monster Hunter Rise also came out in March. I put a lot of time into it, and yeah, I still haven't finished either the hub quests or the village quests, so there's already a lot of gameplay. It's one of those games that you can kind of grind, and there's still something left to unlock somewhere. New Pokemon Snap. I've put so much time and effort into that game so far, and I finished the game, I finished the story, I rolled credits, but I do not have my photo decks filled out. And I'm trying to do most of it without looking anything up. I've looked 2 things up so far, and I'm already ashamed about that. So that's one thing I'm going to be working on this summer, but the other thing is there are ranking leaderboards in New Pokemon Snap. So I'm constantly trying to get up higher and higher on my language ranking board and the worldwide ranking board, but especially my friends ranking board, because if I can't at least be the best among all of my Switch friends, I'm not a Pokemon Snap master, and I will not stand for that. And last but not least, unless I'm forgetting something, which I probably am forgetting something, Miitopia came out this past week, and I played a bit of it on Twitch. I'm so glad Miitopia is getting a second life on the Switch, because it deserves it. I did not play anywhere near enough of Miitopia on the 3DS, and it deserved so much better The whole Mii system is completely revamped for the Switch. It's gorgeous. You can do anything you want. Any art you wish to create, you can create it on a Mii's face. It's good for kids and people who are new to RPGs because it's not complicated, but it's still really fun for RPG fans. I'm pretty obsessed with it right now. After I get home tonight, that's what I'm playing. I think those are the recent releases I'll be focused on this summer. I'm sure I'm forgetting something. Let me know down below what games came out recently on the Switch that I'm forgetting, especially big ones that you think other people should be focused on. We don't want anyone to not get the chance to play a great game during their summer break. Do you even have a summer break? I don't have a summer break. I don't really know what I'm talking about. The neighbor's looking at me. Okay, so I'm at my parents' house. My mom is not here. She's the reason why I'm here. So I'll just finish the video. I'll just keep talking. Let's talk about games that are coming out this summer, because that's what really makes this a hot Nintendo summer. Starting with the Age of Calamity DLC. So if you haven't played Age of Calamity, this means nothing to you, but if you have played Age of Calamity, there's paid DLC that comes out, half of it in June and half of it in November. It's $20 for both, if I remember correctly, and you get a free outfit and weapon for Link. But you can get the outfit at the end of May. I really want to 100% that game before the DLC comes out. It's not gonna happen. I don't know why I even keep saying it, because it's not gonna happen, but I do really want to try. So as soon as I get that outfit at the end of May, that's what I'll be doing. I am super excited for the new Mario Golf game. Mario Golf is already my favorite of the sports series, and Mario Golf Super Rush for the Switch. Speed golf, speed golf, speed golf, speed golf. That's all you need to know. In golfing, like, you hit the ball and then everyone takes their turn and then you hit the ball again. You count how many hits it takes. In speed golf, on the other hand, you hit the ball and then you run to the ball as fast as you can and then you hit it again. You run as fast as you can and you hit it. So speed golf is already awesome. They've also added Golf Adventure, which is like the RPG format of some kind. RPG-like, I think they called it. So a story mode for Mario Golf. And there's something called Battle Golf. They elaborated on all of this in a recent trailer, so if you're interested in Mario Golf Super Rush, definitely go look at the trailer. It's on Nintendo's channel. They go into detail on it all. Battle Golf is basically speed golf, but with a lot of people in an arena. I'm so stoked for that game. It comes out June 25th, so right around the corner, right after E3. I'm getting that. For sure, day one. Something that comes out before E3 is a game called Game Builder Garage. And Game Builder Garage is, it was just recently announced, really. It hasn't been known for a long time. Nintendo made basically a tool that kids or anybody looking to get into game design or just play around with game design, it gives you the tools to create games in like an easy to understand format without knowing a bunch of coding, but like needing to understand the algorithms of how that kind of logic works in the first place. Does that make sense? Does that make any sense? It's kind of similar to the programming tools that they give you in Labo, actually, from what I can tell. So people might be familiar with this system already. If not, looks really interesting. And another really compelling thing about Game Builder Garage is it's only $30. With that price point, $30, I think I might pick it up just to try it out, because it seems pretty cool. Also in June, I'm just mentioning this because I'm excited for it, but I know it's not for everybody. Same day as Mario Golf, so I don't know if I'm picking it up on day one, but Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 for the Switch come out on June 25th. This is the present I came here for, by the way. Live plants. What is this? It smells like a Tootsie Roll. Okay, everybody came home all at the same time and they were all super loud, so I had to stop and wait until I left. So I got a plant. This is what I drove all the way down here, 35 minutes, pick up something called a hunk of a trunk. Thanks, Mom. We already talked about almost everything though, so there's a couple more. Monster Hunter Stories 2, the original being on the 3DS. The sequel is coming out on the Switch in July, so that's July 6th. Also July, and this is like where the hype fest comes in for me, July 16th, Skyward Sword HD is launched. Hopefully the first of multiple Zelda ports that are coming to Switch, but we'll see about that. Skyward Sword HD is coming out. It's pretty much the same game, except now you don't have to use motion controls, and there's a few little tweaks here and there. There's also the Skyward Sword, Loftwing, and Zelda Amiibo, which is beautiful. It's $25. I finally managed to pre-order it after much struggling. That particular Amiibo basically unlocks a fast travel system in which you can go back to the sky from anywhere. Some people don't like that. They think it's like necessary gameplay element and it's not cool to lock that behind an Amiibo, which is essentially DLC. I'm a little bit more indifferent to it, partially because I know so many people pirate the NFC chips, the data for them, so it's so easy to copy and distribute the actual content of the Amiibo. I think Nintendo knows that, so really you're buying the figure. But to each their own. It's okay if you want to be mad about that. I won't be mad at you for being mad. I just really like Skyward Sword. It's got my favorite story of any Zelda game, and I'm stoked to play it again. It deserves another chance. Neo, The World Ends With You, which is the sequel to The World Ends With You, which was on the 3DS, no, on the original DS, and also was ported to the Switch. So if you haven't played the original, you can play The World Ends With You on the Switch. But the sequel, Neo, The World Ends With You, also comes out this summer on July 27th. And I know there's more Switch games coming out this summer that I'm not talking about. These are the games that I'm excited for, but I am really curious to know what big games you guys are excited for, or small games. What small games or big games are you excited for? I was really excited for Fall Guys coming to Switch, but got delayed. There is more than enough to keep us Nintendo fans preoccupied during the summer, so that's why I've dubbed it Hot Nintendo Summer, which I've now repeated 500 times, so any catchiness that existed has now been beaten to the ground. And of course, I have to mention, there could be games that we don't know about yet. Yes, even games coming out this summer, maybe towards the end of the summer, like August-ish, but for sure possible. And there's other games that we don't have release dates for that could come out this summer. For example, No More Heroes 3 is a 2021 confirmed release date if it doesn't change, but we don't know when in 2021. Could it end up being during the summer? Maybe. And we'll probably find out all of that at E3 of this year, which is just around the corner. E3 this year is June 12th to 15th. That's Saturday to Tuesday. And we don't know specifically when Nintendo will be presenting, when they'll have that big Nintendo Direct, but if history tells us anything, odds are it'll be on that Tuesday, June 15th. This is the first all-digital E3, so there's no real precedent here. There's definitely no guarantee that Nintendo's going to be on that Tuesday, but it's very possible. I personally took all of the days off of work because I'm not missing that big direct for anything. There's going to be a totally separate video talking about my predictions for E3, everything I'm hoping to see, all of the things in my wildest fantasies that is never actually going to happen, but I'm hoping for them. In the meantime, my sights are set on summer and hopefully getting some really good game time in. Let me know down below what you're planning on getting this summer or what you're planning on playing that you already have. Lots of options. I'm sure lots of people have lists that are quite different from mine. Last but not least, huge shout out to my channel members. Definitely going to be having a member stream soon. Make sure to stay tuned in the Discord and on the channel community thing. Also, when Mario Golf is available, I think we should all have a member stream for Speed Golf. Battle Golf. All right, I'm gonna go home and plant my tree. Talk to you soon. Love you. Mwah. Deeku, deeku, deeku. Da-na-na-na-na-na. 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 Da-na-na-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Da-na-na-na-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.